Hello, and welcome to episode 118 of the Focus on Gaming podcast. I'm Duncan.
And I'm Tom.
And on today's episode, more about the Steam Machine. Xbox 360 is 20 years old. Makes me feel old. And a bit about a game that's you. Well, actually, no, I've not slagged off, but I've said I've no interest in playing, and I've been playing it. Anyway, hello, Tom.
Hello. How you doing?
I'm all good.
I feel like it's been a while.
Well, you weren't actually here last week, were you?
No. It's
So
been a minute.
we did talk about the Steam Machine, and we'll talk about that more about that later. But for now, have you been playing anything?
I have. I've been playing a bit of Fortnite. I mean, the Simpsons are obviously in Fortnite, so therefore needs must. And so I've been enjoying that.
Well, that is obviously what I was just saying. That was the game that I'm also playing. Although, are you playing the PvP like Battle Royale, build or build? Yeah. I don't think I've actually touched the PvP once in the time.
I feel like we need to have a bit of a game together on this.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't played the PvP because I have no interest in that. I still have no interest in it. Basically, a Game Pass now has Fortnite Crew, is it called?
Yeah.
So that's all the passes in one. So you've got the basic battle pass, you've got the OG pass, the music pass, and the Lego pass. Plus you get some stuff for Rocket League and something else. I don't know. But anyway, so that's on Game Pass now. So I logged into Fortnite and boom, boom, boom. I had stuff straight away. So my boy's never really played Fortnite before. He's not that interested in online stuff at the moment. But yeah, no, we've been playing all like parkour games and sort of versus bots, things versus bots, where we just go in a small map that somebody's done. Plus, he loves K-pop Demon Hunters, so they've got a load of games that have skins and things from that. And yeah, so I think at the moment, Simpsons. I've unlocked Marge and what's the other one? Flanders, and then I've just recently, last 24 hours, unlocked Stupid Sexy Flanders.
You are clearly playing it a lot to do that, all of that.
Well, a lot of these created games, you sort of, I mean, I got up to level 20, I think, by playing one game. Literally, I can't remember what it was. It was probably just I think it was one where, you have a load of bots appear and you just shoot them all, kind of thing. Yeah. And yeah, so my son we were playing split screen, and it was a versus each other eventually because he started whining. It wasn't versus each other. But yeah, he was just loving that and upgrading. And there was a tycoon game that he was playing that I ended up finishing off when he went to bed. And because my account is the only one that's got the Fortnite Crew on it, he always plays it when he's playing by himself. He plays it on my name. So I think I'm on like level 43 or something. So I haven't got that far until I unlock Homer.
Bart is the hardest one to get, I think.
Is it?
Right? Or El Barto, as he's called.
So there is one. There is a skin you can buy, I think, or possibly it's Bart in like a mech suit kind of thing.
Yes, I saw that. Yeah.
And you can buy one with Lisa in a similar kind of thing. But the other ones, there's like the Simpsons version of the banana person that's in Fortnite. Yeah, but Stupid Sexy Flanders is quite funny because I never realised until this week as well about the Fortnite festival is like a Dance Dance Revolution kind of thing where you tap the buttons in time.
That's right. Yeah.
I didn't realise that. I thought it was just whenever they had a music person perform, you went in there and you could all run around while somebody performed. So yeah, I went in there and Stupid Sexy Flanders was singing Before I Forget by Slipknot. And American Idiot by Green Day. So it was great fun. Yeah, I really liked that. I only had it on easy level, of course, because I suck. So, but no, it was good fun.
I love it.
Whether
I
I'll
think
play
it's
it
great
much, whether I'll play it much after. It'll probably be at the beginning of every season. I think they do it in like 3-month seasons, isn't it? Something
fun.
like that.
Yeah.
6-month
Yeah.
seasons, I don't know. Once every season comes along, I'll probably unlock a few skins and not touch it for a few months. But no, yeah, I think my son, touch wood, he won't get obsessed with it, but he likes all the single player things, like the tycoon-y kind of stuff. Yeah.
Well,
So how are you with the PvP? Are you any good?
I am a legend at sniping people.
Are you a build or no build?
No build. Can't be asked for that. So
No, I just see videos of people playing, and I'm like, and they're just constantly building things while somebody else shoots somebody else. It's like,
I just want to go around their houses and slap them.
Just shoot. It's shooting. I know it's part of the game, so I'm not saying you shouldn't do that, but the point of building was that you could build something to get into different places or build a
Get away.
shelter kind of thing. Not use it as a shield,
No.
like constantly building things and whatnot.
But they go really high, don't they? And you think, what are you doing? Because I'll just shoot the bottom of it and you'll all fall down. So, and I'm going to do it. Yeah. But fortunately, I mean, I can only play mobile because the rest of it has too many buttons.
Yeah.
And because of obviously my hands, I am quite good at being precise. And I do enjoy shooting 8-year-olds on the game.
What about in a game?
Well, there is that. So, but yeah, it's very enjoyable. Unfortunately, my foldable phone, the inside screen's a bit wonky at the moment. It's got some lines on the screen, which doesn't help. But still enjoy it.
Yeah, but I've got a folding phone now. How is it on a folding phone?
I enjoy it a lot. Yeah, you should try it. So I feel like we should jump on for a quick sesh at some point before the next episode, and we can talk about it. I feel that's the thing. So
yeah. I mean, it still doesn't grab me. I mean, there was a good. I was playing a parkour one with Noah yesterday, and it was 350 levels. And it was actually a Squid Game one. I had to promise my wife that I was like, it isn't a blood and gore one. It's not, it's not. It's just got the aesthetics.
Just depends if he behaves.
Yeah, kind of thing. Yeah. And of course, he was saying what the backgrounds were. Like the backgrounds. Have you seen Squid Game?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got like the girl in the little playground kind of aesthetic. And then from the third series, it's got that little circular track in almost like a nursery kind of aesthetic. And he's like, "Oh, look, we're in a nursery." I'm like, yeah, nothing bad happens here. Nothing bad at all. And he's like, "Oh, they're like little rainbow tracks, and that means they can run around that." Yes, that people run around that, and they don't. Nothing bad happens at all. People don't get shot because they can't throw a rock.
It's going to. I don't know.
Yeah. Well.
I was going to say, no, I just find it something it's lighthearted, it's fun.
I'm not somebody who says, "Oh, it's rubbish. People shouldn't play it." Hey, if you enjoy it, play it. It just online. I really, again, I don't hate online. I'm not like, online sucks kind of thing, but it's just in the last 5 years, probably. I've just since my boys got a little bit bigger, I don't have the time, I don't have the patience, and I'm probably not good enough. I might be, I don't know, but Yeah, gone are the days where I could sit there and get some friends online and play for sort of 3 hours.
Those days are well over.
Yeah, but yeah. So
And I don't think I'd want to either. You know?
Oh no, I used to enjoy I used to have a nice big desk at one house I lived in, and I had my computer, the Xbox, all connected up to a monitor, and then the TV was sort of 5 meters away, and I had a splitter which split it all to there as well, so I could play at either screen. And yeah, I'd just get a couple of beers, sit and play with the headset on. Yeah, but being a parent, it just takes away your ability to just go, oh, I'll play for an hour at any point you want. Yeah, but
it is what it is.
In terms of single player, though, I have finished The Outer Worlds 2. The Outer Worlds 2, not a bad ending. Not a bad ending. The actual ending, because there's so many different ways it can end, and you can choose different things throughout the game. It does tell you what happens, but it is a series of slideshow. Like there's a slideshow with the narration, depending on what you chose and who you backed and who you got to work with who and who you saved and who you didn't save. But satisfying ending and not too bad. Not the best ending. You're sort of like, oh, wow, that was epic kind of thing. So all in all, yeah, good. Not amazing. I'm not going to be remembering the ending for years to come.
We've got a new Indiana Jones coming out soon, haven't we?
Have we? What, as in movie or game?
Okay.
Don't know. I'll have a quick look. I mean, there was DLC. Was it? I mean, there was DLC, the Something of Giants.
Yeah.
Order of the Giants. That was released. I want to say, a few months ago, a couple of months. Yeah, September. That was released. Yeah, if there's a new one, yeah, I hope there is, because I really liked that. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. It was good fun. I think there is a premium edition out now, which has all like a game of the year. I think there might have been a premium version already, but yeah.
Well, it's coming to PlayStation, so I am definitely going to give it a look in. So, yeah.
Well, in terms of games that I know that you would probably like that's coming to Game Pass is I haven't actually got Game Pass anymore, have you? But there is is it Capcom side-scrolling or Marvel side? Yeah, it's a Marvel side-scroller. It's I can't remember what it is. It's Cosmic something, isn't it? Cosmic Invasion.
Mm-hmm.
That's coming to Game Pass. So I'm quite looking forward to that. It's coming in December. I haven't actually seen any reviews of it. Is it something that you'd be interested in?
Maybe. I'm very picky on those sort of games. Funny enough, I just remember something else I was playing last night, actually. I was playing Pilot Wings on the Super Nintendo.
Ooh.
What a great game.
Which version?
Super Nintendo.
Because obviously we've got Pilot Wings 64. You got Pilot Wings on the DS, I think you had, didn't you?
3DS. Yeah.
Yeah, you had all sorts. Yeah, there was.
But no, I thoroughly enjoy that game.
I never actually played it, I don't think. Was it like obviously it's not going to be a sort of Microsoft Flight Simulator kind of in-depth. But was it just sort of a light-hearted
it's light-hearted,
flight sim?
But it's not the further you go along, it's not the most easiest. So it's
not a purely arcade flight sim?
No. So essentially you have to fly a biplane into some little green dots, and then on another level where it becomes circles, you fly through. Then you've got a skydiving thing where you've got to land on the moving platform or the circle in the middle. Then you have got a jetpack, again,
Cool.
same sort of thing. And then as you go along, you have a hang glider. Then there's a mission to save something, and in like a storm, and yeah, it's pretty good. I enjoy it. I don't remember how many levels. I think there's maybe like 7 levels or something, but with each one having 3 or 4 things to do within each level. But I really enjoy it. I think it's a great game. It's easy to control. The graphics are pleasant.
Well, I mean, it got plenty of sort of sequels, didn't it? So, as I said,
Mm.
Pilot Wings 64, it got Pilot Wings Resort. It got ported to various devices. So,
The 3DS one is quite nice to play. Yeah, Pilot Wings Resort isn't that great, if I'm honest.
yeah,
I didn't spend a lot of time with
71
it.
on Metacritic and 64 as a Metacritic of 80.
Yeah,
So,
but yeah, I mean, it's fun. So
and what were you playing that on?
my little handheld.
Are you R36S?
Yeah.
Nice. And how's that
Oh,
getting on?
yeah, good. I loaded the complete Amstrad collection on there last week. So about 3,000
Why?
Amstrad games. Because why not? It's
Yeah,
got,
yeah.
so yeah, I enjoy it.
Excellent.
So yeah, I can't complain. So
Excellent.
yeah. Are you still playing yours?
Well, I don't play mine as much, but I do sometimes pick up my son's because he plays on his more. Although he's been going on my Vita, he's been playing through Little Big Planet Vita,
Yeah.
the edition at the moment, and he's on the last boss. He's very very excited that he's on the last boss, but he can't beat the last boss. I'm like, really, I don't remember anything being difficult on that game.
Oh,
Unfortunately, the servers and everything are turned off now, so you can't download other people's levels. But it is such a fantastic game. All the Little Big Planet games, I loved those.
they are lovely games.
Just how, yes, okay, the controls of the platforming was a bit woolly, but it was good, and just it was very well designed, each level and each game, and then people did such amazing things. And it's such a shame that they're gone. Like, I've got Super Mario Maker on 2DS, and obviously that you can't get all the amazing levels that people made on it anymore, because they just turned it off.
It's such a shame.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, the fact is, how much? Because the saves of them must have been some sort of text base save. It would be quite a small file size. So all they've got to do is they've got to say, right, if you're all they had to do is go, right, we're turning off the servers, but we're going to minimize it so that people can't create anymore and can't upload anymore. But we're going to keep the servers active, and we're going to keep the top, 10,000 that have been played online. That's all they had to do. To stop,
Yeah.
not allow people, and then there would have been 10,000 levels that would have been a teeny tiny file size, available for people to download. But no, because it wasn't even that old a game, was it? Super Mario Maker 2.
No.
Was it Super Mario Maker 2?
There was a second one, yeah, definitely.
I can't remember which one it is I've got installed, but anyway, yeah, so, yeah, whatever.
I've got the first one on the Wii U, and I thought it was lovely. But I tell you what was really gutting, when they got rid of Super Mario Bros. 35-year edition, where you would basically race against other people to complete the level.
Yeah, and you had loads of sort of other people jumping around. Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, it was good. I'm gutted they never released that. I think they missed a trick there.
I think because I think there was a version of, I think that because Mario Portal, the Portal Mario, Have you
Yeah.
ever played that? That was
Yes.
great fun. And that you could, I think, play up to like quite a few players. And I think that whoever it is, they must have seen videos of people playing that multiplayer and how people could interact with each other and whatnot. And obviously, they couldn't do a Portal thing because Valve would have gone, yeah, pay us $1 billion or whatever. Probably not that, but and yeah, and they must have seen sort of people having a lot of fun doing that. And but then they do these things where they have such good ideas and they go, yeah, it's for a special edition, a special occasion, like 30 years of this or 35 years in that case, and then just go, oh yeah, and then we're turning it off, kind of thing. Yeah,
oh, that's mental, absolutely, especially that one.
Hmm.
So good. I mean, the F-Zero game that they released wasn't that great in my opinion, but yeah.
But
it's
still,
just the
it
rest of
was 99 people all racing against each other. Good fun.
yeah. Well,
Hmm.
it's a bit chaotic for my liking.
I suppose
So,
in a way they probably work out that give it 3 months. If they just put it on permanently 3 months, there'd probably be like one game of it going on. And if you've got to get 100 people all starting at the same time, people aren't going to wait 10 minutes for a game. For where 99 people, if you go in a lobby and it's like, yeah, we're just waiting for at least 90 people, and it goes up like one person every 10 seconds, you'd be like, sod this and turn it off. So you'd probably never get any games going unless you put bots in it. And then in which case, how good do you make the bots?
Yeah, it's a difficult one. I like a bot. I
like big butts and I cannot lie. Anyway.
Yeah. So what's
right.
next? What are we planning about?
Well, the Xbox 360 is 20 years old.
Yeah, it's an old
Can
man.
you believe it? It's 20 years. It is retro now, really, isn't it? Because let's face it, it came out while we were adults. But I mean, Martin was a teenager when it came out.
2010.
What?
The slim model came out.
I was going to say.
So
it was 2005.
2005. So you had the E model in 2013, slim model 2010.
I was going to say it's 20 years old. It must be 2005.
Yeah, and the original was 2005. So that's what a lifespan. I mean, it's mental.
I mean, I asked this on Gaming Dads recently, and I said the best memories for me were probably PS1, but the 360 as well. I mean, it was the first foray into HD gaming. It was the first one that had a proper online experience, not just you can connect this to the internet, and if a game has online, you can connect to online.
Yeah,
it was this console is online, not the game is online. The console is online.
Yeah,
the blades, the fact that they had downloadable games. Now, granted, game, what was it called? Xbox Live Arcade was originally meant to be sort of a few games on a disc, physical, and then they were like, "Oh, hang on a minute, we could sell these as small downloadable ones," because they were the original one. You could buy, was it 10 gig and 2 gig, wasn't it? Or was it 20 gig? I think the original Xbox
20 gig.
You had the Xbox 360 Arcade, which had
and
2 gigabyte, and that was
the core.
Yeah, that had a 20 gig. Or was it 10? I don't know. But anyway, whatever it had a bigger one. So basically, whatever game it was that was on disc, you couldn't fit any of them, pretty much. So you had to download a digital game, you had to have a hard drive, unless you bought the arcade game. So it's things like Hexen, Alien Hominid. That was an Xbox Live Arcade game, wasn't it? And Castle Crushers are so good. But it was all like the PopCap kind of games, wasn't it? The as I said, like Hexen and whatnot. They were addictive, and they'd never really been like home console kind of games, and suddenly they were. But then, if I was just to say to you, Xbox 360, what game first comes to mind for you?
Street Fighter 3 on the Street Fighter Anniversary Edition. It's the only machine you could get that on that had the Anniversary Edition, which included Street
Okay.
Fighter 3 Third
That
Strike.
was not a game that I would have thought of anybody would say.
But also the Kinect.
But if it was the only hardware.
Yeah, you had Battle of Middle Earth 2 that was on there. It was great to play.
Yes.
Although harder than the PC version. You had the Kinect motion sensing device.
Yeah, see, I had the original Kinect, and I loved it. It was tiring, and you could only play it. Playing it by yourself was boring, and there wasn't many multiplayer experiences that were brilliant. But it was a have a few drinks and or exercise. That's basically what it was.
I remember my firstborn, and he used to play the Sesame Street game and the Disney World Experience game, and he would wave at Elmo at the screen, and Elmo would wave back at him and things. And you had the Cookie Monster, and I think he would throw cookies, and you'd have to hit them or grab them or something. Anyway, he loved it. And the other interesting thing about this, the Xbox 360 played a big part in the format wars between Blu-ray and HD DVD, because it had an add-on HD DVD drive.
Well, it played a big part in the fact that it lost.
It lost miserably, but there was a reason for that. That wasn't Xbox's fault. But essentially, obviously, Sony adopted the Blu-ray with PlayStation 3, and Toshiba came out with the HD DVD brand. They were very, very comparable. There was not a lot of difference in them. Slightly higher storage on the Blu-ray brand, and it was mainly because the porn industry adopted Blu-ray.
That's been the same. That was DVD as well, and you had competing, but smaller storage. But yeah,
like 7 gig versus 30 gig, if I remember rightly.
Well, originally Blu-rays have increased, like as they've gone on. They've found new ways of storing the data, but it's still been able to be read by a standard Blu-ray. So yeah, I mean nowadays I think they can have nearly 60 gig, can't they? Something like that.
Yeah, and there's a dual layered red laser Blu-ray, which does up to, I'm not sure if it's 100 gig or 1000 gig. I'm not sure, but it was something like that. It was something new, was recently announced. But yeah, it was. I mean, I have in my loft an Xbox 360. It's the only Xbox I've ever owned, apart from the original. Sorry, and I do have a HD DVD drive, and I have some HD DVDs, and I have a Kinect, and I really want to get it out and play it at some point. But if you remember rightly, you had the big block power pack, you had the wires for the HD DVD player.
Yeah.
The Kinect had multiple wires. It was a lot to set up.
I mean, I never had the Red Ring of Death as well, because my 360, I bought it. Actually, me and my friend bought it together in 2007. And it wasn't until 2016 when I had an Xbox One, and I hadn't used it. It was sitting in the bag, that I literally took it around to a friend's house and said, "Oh yeah, you can have this if you want," and it wouldn't work. So yeah, I ended up leaving it around there and was like, "Yeah, if you want to get it fixed, feel free." But
I'm still waiting for you to do that with your Steam Deck as well, so feel free. But no, you're right.
I will happily bring it around and leave it around yours.
Thanks. I remember the last time I tried to connect up the HD DVD player, and I could not get it working at all. I don't know why, but I could.
It connected through. There was like an add-on port or something in the back. I want to say
there was an add-on port, and also
there was USBs on the front. I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a chunky charging lead, which was the same as the one on the PlayStation 3. I can't remember the type, but it had the thick charger cable. It's like, I don't know, house shaped or pie shaped cable. But yeah, I mean, it was a great machine,
So,
wasn't it?
Blu-ray, 2006, it was 25 gigabyte per layer, so up to 50 gigabyte.
I was 5 gig off.
And it wasn't until 2009 that Toshiba released its own Blu-ray player. There was Ultra HD Blu-ray discs in 2010, which offered 66 and 100 gigabyte, which enabled 4K. And in 2020, though, the development of BDXL, Blu-ray Disc Extended Capacity Format, which utilized multiple layers to achieve capacities of 100 gigabyte and 128 gigabyte. I can imagine that there's probably their slow read speeds. Because, at the end of the day, 128 gigabyte actually isn't that much, really.
No.
But and 4K movies, are going to be sort of 60 to 80 gigabyte, pretty much maximum. So there you go.
So let's see if you can gauge. I mean, obviously we know that Xbox 360 lost the console war of that era, contrary to popular belief.
At the beginning,
they lost.
No,
the Wii beat them.
Absolutely not.
The Wii beat them.
Oh well, yeah, but it's like now. Would you say a Switch is a contender with PlayStation 5 and Xbox 360 and Xbox Series X?
The Switch 2.
Well, either Switch or Switch 2.
I would say the Switch 2 will eventually outsell the PlayStation 5. Yeah.
Yeah. But not whether it outsells it, but would you say it's a bit like comparing the sales of, the latest Ferrari with, Renault Clio. Renault Clio is going to easily outsell a Ferrari, but is a Ferrari better?
But then the PlayStation 3 was better than the Xbox.
It was more powerful. It was just a lot more difficult to program for.
Yeah. But it was better.
I much prefer the user experience of the 360. The 360 was a lot better than PlayStation 3.
Although
I didn't own a PlayStation 3, but I did use one quite a bit.
I do remember turning my first PlayStation 3 on and installing Metal Gear Solid on it, and it taking forever to do. And you had this.
It all took a long time back then, though, didn't it? Because they were old style hard drives.
So let's have a look at the sales of these things. So Xbox 360, how much?
PlayStation. Well, the PlayStation 3 outsold it.
How many?
How many?
Worldwide. How much do you reckon?
What, the 360?
Yeah.
Wasn't it something like 55 million, 60 million?
You're a bit off. 84 million.
Oh, 84. Okay.
Yeah, that was as of
PlayStation 3 was about 10 million more, I want to say.
PlayStation 3, let's have a look. It was 87.4.
Oh, only 3 million more. Because it was literally, I think, in the sort of the last couple of years. So it was, your kind of 2018, 2019 kind of thing. The PlayStation 3 overtook. And that's, I presume, what helped with the series, the Xbox series. It assisted that people were in the PlayStation ecosystem. But this,
so shall we talk first? We have to say these numbers. How many do you think the Wii sold?
Oh, the Wii, 107 million.
Not far off. 101 million units worldwide.
I was going to say 97 million, and that was That would have been closer. What is it? Is it the PlayStation 2? Because they started to make a few, didn't they? To to sell them a few more.
They did. They did.
And it was I think I'm going to say 142,
160 million.
160 million.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? Hang on. Is it the Switch that's 140 million?
So we have the
150
Nintendo
million.
DS is at 154 million.
Oof.
We have the Nintendo Switch that sits at 154 million. Although apparently since the Switch 2's come out, the Nintendo Switch original has jumped considerably. So it's probably knocking on the doors of the PlayStation 2 now. Game Boy and Game Boy Color, 118.69 million.
Nice.
PlayStation 4, 117.2 million. Original PlayStation, 102.49 million.
I see. That's more than I would have thought. Yeah.
Yeah. PlayStation 5, 84.2 million.
See,
Xbox
you see, out of
360.
all of those, the PlayStation 1 is the most impressive, I think. Because it was still back in the non-internet days. It was in the.
Yeah.
It wasn't an entertainment device. So it didn't play video. Well, it did play see discs that had video on it, but you didn't go to the video shop and get a video to watch on it. So it was purely. I mean, it played audio CDs as well, but it was purely a gaming device.
Yeah.
Whereas even the 3DS had Netflix on it. Was rubbish, but
it did.
It had Netflix, and you could download games on it, and it was a travel thing. So people had them, to give to their kids on traveling and whatnot. So yeah, so I think the most impressive out of all of them is PlayStation 1.
For me, it's PlayStation 2.
I think PlayStation 2 was very impressive as well. But again, it was a cheap DVD player, and some people were buying it because they were like, "I want to watch DVDs."
See, for me, I had the Super Nintendo, if I remember rightly, Super Nintendo Super Nintendo, and then jumped to PlayStation. Now the jump in graphics was a jump and a half. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But for me, it was amazing, and I used it and I loved it. But take in mind, I also even back then, was quite focused on what else was about. So you had things like the early days of the Atari Jaguars were coming out, the Philips CDI, the Panasonic 3DO was just on the cusp of being released.
Neo
The
Geo.
Sega Saturn, Neo Geo. So I was aware of all those machines. So for me, the PlayStation wasn't the jump it probably was for you. I don't mean that disrespectfully. But when the PlayStation 2 came about, it was a jump. Although it wasn't the biggest jump because the Dreamcast was much better.
PlayStation 1 had was the and PlayStation 1 generation was the first one that had polygons, like proper. Yes, okay, you had polygons in some games. Well, in the 80s, but it was the first one where it was focused on games with polygons. PlayStation 2 was more about it being textured and there being enough polygons so that you had curved.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, straight away you had Tekken Tag tournaments where the people looked like people rather than almost
absolutely
like blocks.
Yeah.
If you look at things like Medal of Honor on the PlayStation 1 and GoldenEye on N64, yes, okay, it might have looked good at the time, but if you look at them now and go, those people do not look like people. Those people look like Minecraft people, and that's not a compliment.
No, but it was interesting.
Yeah,
I mean, which one had the demo disc with the dinosaur? Was it 2 or 1? It was PlayStation
1.
That was impressive.
1. Oh yeah, well, PlayStation 2 had the man with the face, the old man, and that was absolutely amazing. I mean, it was photorealistic, and it was something that probably now, if you look at it, I mean, I'll try and get it up now. it was something that back in those days you were like, oh wow, if that's the graphics that are going to come out on this, but it wasn't, was it? It was. I mean, I'm
No,
looking at it now, and it looks
it still looks great.
It still looks great, especially for the PS2, but it looks like something from Skyrim. That's
Yeah,
the level of graphics.
yeah,
Maybe with a bit more animation in the PS2 one, because it was just the head of an old man that you could make him smile or open his
yeah.
mouth, that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, the graphics were just more refined version. I mean, there's still a massive bigger gap than PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5, but it was just a more refined polygons and more
Yeah.
textures.
And we have to take in mind that the PlayStation 1 came about because Nintendo screwed Sony Entertainment.
Yep.
They were due to release the SNES CD add-on,
Well,
which was very similar to the originally. It was thought to be very similar to the Satellaview, which was a Japanese satellite download module. It turned out they were actually making the Super Nintendo PlayStation, which was going to be a 32-bit machine. I still played Super Nintendo cartridges as well. But they, at the last minute, they flipped to Philips, who were responsible
yep.
for the CDI. And that was mainly because Sony
Hence
had...
the CDI Zelda. One of the
Yes.
greatest game experience of all time.
It's only one of the most expensive, but yeah, definitely. But the
Awful.
but the interesting thing with this is Sony had negotiated terms that Nintendo has never agreed to, where they had the right to distribute and earn a huge percentage of the games, and Nintendo were not getting anything from the licensing, which is a big no-no. If you remember the Nintendo seal of approval, whatever it was,
Yeah, the little gold sticker kind of thing.
yeah. So they were literally going to a gaming trade show. Sony was showing off this Nintendo PlayStation in the back to developers, and then Nintendo comes out and goes, "Meet our new partners, Philips," and
Oh,
it
it was
that drastic.
one of the biggest dramas. Sort of we've had people talking about dramas on there before. Sort of the Commodore and Atari competition, and I mean that's definitely one of the big ones. Is the Nintendo? I won't say versus PlayStation versus Sony. It was. I mean, at the end of the day, for both companies, it's worked out all right because,
Yeah,
like I was saying earlier, they're not direct competition. I think with the Switch 2, they are maybe a little bit more competition, but people who are bothered about playing online and getting the highest KD and not going to play on Switch, but people who want portable gaming but
yeah,
those who are buying it for the kids now can play Cyberpunk and Call of Duty and
yeah.
stuff like that. So I think they are going to be more competition this generation, but they're not. It is like it is like Renault saying to Ferrari, "Oh, lovely car," and the other one goes, "Oh, thanks very much. Yours is great too." Whereas Microsoft and Sony are literally they are, and they're friendly kind of thing, but they are direct competition. Although not much competition if you go by sales. So
It's a difficult one, isn't it? But I think, as we know, obviously, you back then you had obviously all the 8 bits and Nintendo and Atari and so on. Then we went down to Nintendo, Sega, and then we went from that to Sega, Nintendo, Microsoft, and then obviously Sega jumped out of the console market, and now we're at a situation where Xbox seems to be planning one final generation of the Xbox, and they're moving directly to streaming. So we're now going back down to a potential two-player market again, of Nintendo and Sony. So after the
Well,
next generation,
on
potentially.
that note, why don't we move from happy birthday Xbox 360 to welcome to the living room for a second attempt.
Yeah.
Valve.
Yeah.
So you weren't here for last week. Well, we did go through all the devices. We went through some of the specs. So basically, Steam, Valve have released that they're going to be releasing 3 devices. One is a VR headset called the Steam Frame, which is a standalone but will stream or connect to your PC. The Steam Machine, which is going to be a home, like TV connected PC or monitor, it's up to you. But it is half the size of an Xbox Series X, and it's going to be about the same power as the Series X and PlayStation 5. And they are releasing a controller with the controls of the Steam Deck, but without the screen.
Yeah.
So we actually left talking about the Steam Frame last week because we were like, "Oh, Tom isn't here, so we'll leave the VR to the person who has all the VR stuff." But which out of those 3 or if any, have excited you?
So initially, I thought the Steam Frame was awesome. I thought it was going to be amazing. I think they'd clocked it with the wireless connection to the PC with the little dongle that comes with it. The face plates, the back plate on the back of the head. I thought the controls are very much
The
like
battery's on the back, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's
that
really worked out.
Spreads the weight out. Yeah.
Yeah. And obviously it has this great this dongle, which is a 6 gigahertz wireless adapter that allows you to be completely wireless throughout the whole experience. And I think it can go quite far. I think it's quite a considerable distance around the house before it impacts the connection. It's got 4V8 streaming, so basically it focuses on what you look at. Everything else has a slight blur to it.
But the way they've done it is because previously the way that tech used to work was that it had to be implemented in a game by the developer. Now that the way they've done it is it will work with any game, I believe, and that's how they're making the streaming of games work so well. Which apparently it works really well.
The downside, and this I found this out this week or end of last week, is that the pass-through is black and white, which I was like, wow.
So you can't walk down the street unless you want to be walking like a dog and be looking in black and white. Although apparently they don't see black and white, but
no. So essentially they said it's a gaming device and that's it. You don't need pass-through. Now we all know common sense would say actually I was probably going to release an updated version of this within its life cycle with mixed reality functions to it.
They don't release updated ones with that kind of necessarily that kind of hardware, do they?
I think it will come. I
mean, Steam Deck, the Steam Deck's had an OLED update with better Wi-Fi, but it is the same. Yeah, I suppose. Yeah, maybe.
I think they will. But so I was disappointed in the pass-through. I use my Quest 3 with pass-through for entertainment and for games. I think it's really great.
And you can still keep an eye on the kids.
Yeah, exactly, and not hit anything. And I've played the Rocky boxing game, and I've punched some hard things, and including my fireplace. It's not fun. So yes, great device.
Oh my god, you punched so hard you haven't got any hands. Well, you haven't lost a hand.
I was really excited about it, but now I'm not. I'm actually really disappointed and not interested. So moving on to the Steam PC or whatever.
What about if it was? I mean, they've said regarding price is that it will be less than the Index, which the Index with all of its cameras and base units or whatever, was $1,000. So
I
that's the
suspect
only guide price we got. I'm going to guess $500.
I'm going for £599.
Pounds or dollars?
Pounds.
Pounds.
£599.
Ooh,
Yeah,
okay. So
that's
you're
why I
going,
think. Yeah,
because I'm thinking they want to beat the 3, but they obviously they can't beat the 3S because that would
no,
not a chance.
but that's what I expect to come out.
But I think one of our price. I think it is going to be the ballpark of our price.
Yeah, and then the Steam controller.
Yes, I said $500, didn't I? I didn't mean $500
Yeah.
because that's about what only 3S is. No, it isn't 500. I didn't. Anyway, but yeah, about £500. I think.
So the Steam controller, I am excited about. That looks great. Apparently, they are going to sell it as a standalone as well.
Yeah. Well, it'll either be standalone or I think you can buy a bundle with the Steam machine. I think.
Yeah. So I am excited by that. I think that one looks good. It looks a great controller. They've learned their lessons from the first one. It's got
actual buttons and sticks on it.
Yeah, and the sticks
but because you were saying earlier about you only play on the phone, you would be able to play on that with as if it was a mouse or a screen.
Exactly.
So you would be able to play Fortnite on a home console.
Yeah. And I like that. I think that's great. So that's, for me, great. Now, the Steam machine. I think this thing is... No. I think it's a great machine. I think the look of it's great. You can customize the bar. So if you're installing games and you've got it in your lounge next to your TV, the bar, the light bar, you can see your download progress by the light bar. You can adapt it to that. You can also adapt it to do other things. It's got removable magnetic face plates, partially upgradable. But, and this is the but, they're going to price it, and I'm sure you spoke about this on the last episode, they're going to price it like a PC, which I think we're going to be around about 9. I think there'll be 2 models. I think there'll be one around about the 9.
Well, there has been announced two models. One will be 512 gigabyte. The other one will be 2 terabyte.
Yeah.
So they have clarified in the last week. They have clarified that it will be in line with current PC pricing.
Yeah.
So take that as you will. What they are, from the way that they built it, they are looking at keeping it at an affordable price, but that doesn't mean it's going to be £500.
No.
That means it's going to be not £2,000.
Yeah. I suspect we're looking at £1,000 and £1,200 or £1,299.
I think we'll be looking at sort of £1,000 will be the 2 terabyte, maybe £1,000. At the end of the day, right now you can get a 2 terabyte gaming SSD for about 100. Well, it's Black Friday stuff at the moment, so you could possibly get a half decent one for £110. General prices are around £130 for a gaming one. I mean, you can get them for about £70, but they're the really slow ones.
So I was having a debate with a friend of mine about this. What do you think the target market is on this machine?
I think it's for people who, at the moment, one thing we get pretty much daily on Gaming Dads is, I've never gone into PC gaming. Is this a good build? And people are buying these e-waste machines. So if you go on eBay, on Amazon, and especially, you'll see them on Facebook Marketplace and stuff like this. If you see something that looks like it's a professional, it's got all flashy lights and everything, and it says, and all it doesn't give that much details about the items in it. It is probably an e-waste machine. Now, e-waste machines are people that have bought up either ones that have been thrown away or ones that are from a business that they bought up, and they are workstation machines, or they are really old processors and graphics cards that they put a few RGB lights in, and they're selling them for £100. Yay! And you can't even play Minecraft on them. Yeah, I mean, I saw one the other day, and somebody on Game Dads was asking whether it was I think it was an 8th gen Intel processor, so about 8 years old, and it wasn't a great 8th generation Intel processor with an RTX 1030, which, I mean, you're probably talking PlayStation 3 level kind of graphics. It would struggle with. And people will buy these because they're like, oh, I can only afford £500, and you can't get a good new computer for £500. So see this thing on eBay or Amazon, and they're like, oh, it's a professional looking one. I will buy these, but they don't realise that they're not just old; they are literally sometimes things that people are throwing away, or ones that people have almost screwdrivered parts off a broken PC and stuck it in a motherboard and whatnot. And these are really low powered things that they bought for, they bought a job lot for £100, and they sell 10 computers from it for £100 each. And hey, presto, they made £900. And yeah, so going back to the original question, that's the kind of person that I think it could be one that people can just go get a Steam machine. And I think PC players who have a gaming room, but then also want to game in their living room, I think getting a second device. Now, for you and me that game a lot, if it's £1,000, nope, won't be getting it. No. Unfortunately, I can't afford that. I cannot afford that. Now, I know I've just bought an £800 device, but that's because other than my Xbox, a handheld device is what I am playing at the moment. So I am playing things lying in bed. I'm playing things, when I've got 5 minutes, I will go, grab it, play it, put it down. I don't need to replace my Xbox. So I'm not interested at the moment. Am I interested in it? Absolutely. I just haven't got £1,000 to drop on it. If they come out and go, oh, it's £500, ooh, maybe, but they're not. They're not. I mean, it is in line with current PC prices. Then a high-end PC is going to cost you £2,500. Probably minimum. If you want a mid-range PC, but one that's going to be future-proof, you're looking at you probably want to have a minimum budget of £1,200.
Yeah. They should have priced, in my opinion, they should price this around the PlayStation 5 Pro, because then, but they're not. They can't subsidize it against the games. I think the PC market is a lost platform now. Now you haven't got boxes that you can go and pick up
Steam are making billions a month.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying if they get the hardware right, it could be a generational thing every 7 years, like they do with consoles. But they've got to become a publisher to be able to subsidize the machine.
I mean, they are, but the joke, they can't count to 3.
Well, yeah. So I think $599 is a great price for the Steam machine. It won't be
the 512 gigabyte. If they come out with $599, I think they'll make a good lot of sales, and they'll probably, as I said, you can get a 2 terabyte for £130. So if they charge any more than that for the 2 terabyte one, you might as well just get the 512 gig. because that's what I always said with the Steam Deck. With the Steam Deck, you can get a 1 terabyte 2230 NVMe for £70-80 if you look around. And they were charging, I think, about £120 extra or something like that. So if I'd known in advance, well, actually, when I got it, it was launch date, so the 2230s weren't really available, but now they are. So don't buy the 64 gigabyte, and you can't anymore. You can only get the 256. But yeah, so yeah, just
I can't
get
remember
the
which one my
512
son bought.
gigabyte.
Yeah, I can't remember what my son bought with the Steam Deck, but I know it was the lower end one, and then he just upgraded everything inside. So that that was
It's
that's
so
what worked
easy.
for
It's
him.
so easy to upgrade the hard drive and the backplate, and the sticks as well. The sticks you don't need to solder with the sticks. So if you want to put, there is a gully kit, I think it is, sell a Hall effect sticks, and yeah, so you can upgrade that. Apparently,
Which
the
the
ROG
new
Xbox Ally is reasonably easy to do all those things as well. And it does take, because the ROG Ally as well does take normal 2280 NVMe's. So Steam Machine, they have said it will take 2230, 2280s and all this kind of thing, NVMe's. I don't think they've shown off how easy the other internals are to upgrade and whether they are upgradable.
So you can upgrade the. You can't upgrade the chips inside, like the main chips, but you can upgrade. Is it the RAM and the hard drive?
Oh yeah, so I'm just looking up
Yeah.
now. So yeah, you can. So you can upgrade the RAM.
Someone will find a way. So apparently, the build price on this machine, without any discounts or manufacturing agreements, stuff like that, is around about £1,300.
Yeah.
So obviously, they're going to have arrangements with companies and things like that. So with discounts, I'm sure they're knocking in about £800.
When things have Steam OS as well, they don't need it to be quite as powerful. As sort of. So if you want to get the same graphics quality as let's say a PlayStation 5 on PC, you need to get a machine that's £1,300-1,400. Whereas if you have what their the hardware that's inside a PlayStation 5 is not as powerful as that PC. That PC is held back by Windows, basically. So that's I mean, what's what you got at the moment? You've got the handhelds.
Do you mean the Steam PC?
Well, the Steam PC won't need quite as powerful as a Windows PC equivalent. To be the same as
you could stick Windows on a dual boot on the Steam PC anyway.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, it's the same as the ROG Xbox Ally. It's a PC. You're going to have a PC in your living room, so if you want to stick Windows on it, Steam aren't going to block you from doing that.
You could still use Steam on it as well.
Yeah, and it'll be Linux, so it'll be Steam OS, so you can boot into desktop, and you can have a word processor, you can have a browser, you can do everything you can on PC. And when I used to have, as I said, when I used to have a desk in an old place and it was near the TV, sometimes I would just pick up the mouse and the keyboard and go and sit and do work or browse on the TV in the living room. That was rather than sitting on the monitor. Just because
funny you say that. Actually,
it was comfy.
I'm trying to get my work to agree to allow the Quest 3 to be used as a device that allows multiple monitors in mixed reality at the moment. Because since the Windows update, which means you no longer need a link to the Meta servers, you can just simply link through the Windows mixed reality add-on. So I've said to my work, look, don't dish out monitors. Let's have where the people that own it, because we own the headsets, we can use virtual displays,
Yeah.
which makes sense, Um, I haven't won the argument yet, but I'm working on it. So, but look, I think it's all about price, and if they can price it in, they won't price it in line with consoles. We know that already. But the PlayStation 5
not the
Pro,
PS5 Basic and the Xbox
no,
Series. No,
no.
no way.
But the Pro end is up there, and I think if they can get it in line with that, it becomes something that is.
I think you're
It's a
thinking
thought
it's
process.
cheaper than the PlayStation Pro.
Mm,
Excellent.
yeah.
Because it will be, was it, they've termed it as ray tracing supported.
Which means it doesn't work.
So in other
Uh,
words, it's like when you used to get HD ready TVs.
yeah,
It
they
was like,
couldn't actually do HD.
you could actually, you can plug in a HD support like source, but
Yeah,
it would still be in standard definition because
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
standard definition TV or whatever. Um,
It's yeah, I think, and it looks good. It does look good. I think it looks good against it. I think it's a bit big, but it does look good against a TV.
no, but it isn't though. You know, a Series X, it is literally the same width and depth and half the height of a Series X.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's well, it's half a foot. It's almost a cube. So yeah,
Mm. So
right.
the question is,
Oh, no,
to
go on.
end, is after the next generation, because we know Xbox and Microsoft are making another Xbox.
Well, they're
Um,
making a premium device, aren't they? Which everyone thinks is going to be an Xbox PC hybrid.
yeah, which makes sense. And we know that the PlayStation's already working on the PlayStation 6 and dev kits are already out there.
Hmm.
So let's assume Microsoft do not go beyond the next generation. Do we think we're going to see a Sony and Valve and Nintendo setup
Trifecta.
trifecta? Or do you think we're
I
still,
think Valve. I think Valve are trying to coexist
yeah,
with everyone. To be honest, I don't think Valve are trying. I mean, one thing is that I think Gabe is notoriously anti Microsoft after working there many years ago.
hmm
So I think if Xbox are out, I think he'd be happy, plugging away at making Steam successful. But he's quite happy to work with PlayStation, work with Nintendo, and whatnot, and or just to be sort of they've got another device coming out. Excellent, lovely. Yeah.
yeah. I guess time will tell, but I do
Yes.
think we are seeing the end of the Xbox brand as
I
a
don't think we'll see the
console
end of the
machine.
Xbox brand, but yeah, hardware wise,
Hardware
I
wise, I think
think
they're
they're
going the
yeah,
way of
yeah,
Sony.
yeah, yeah. Well, I don't. They're not exiting the hardware because at the end of the day, they've always been a sort of a bit player in the hardware. So whether it's
Mm.
Surface or whether it's keyboards or whatever, they've never been the hardware maker, but they've always been there in the background in hardware.
Yeah.
Um,
I think the
uh,
next machine will be powerful, very powerful.
Well, the thing is, right now, from PlayStation 4 to PlayStation 5 and Xbox One to Xbox Series X, you've had a teeny tiny upgrade in graphics. What you
Mm.
have had is bigger worlds, being able to have more systems in a game,
Yeah.
like CPU heavy things. So we need more memory and faster CPUs. And we've had faster storage. In terms of how many pixels and how many polygons and whatnot, I don't care anymore.
I
I
don't.
don't care. It's and so the GPUs, okay, although there are still things that some GPUs struggle with, like modern
Mm.
GPUs. And yet, do I think there's nowhere to go for graphics? No. I think we could get literally where we're like, is that real or is that a game?
Mm.
When we do that, I think then we've reached peak.
Yeah.
And we haven't reached that yet. But right
No.
now, it's the experience. It's the same as the experience. I've got a more powerful handheld, and the user experience is not as good as the Steam Deck. It isn't. I love my ROG Xbox Ally X, but it's not as good as the Steam Deck experience. And I think that's the
Yeah.
thing with games now. We want a better experience. So open worlds that are full and alive. I want, a story that does have 1,000 different options of how it can end and whatnot. Yeah, obviously programming wise, that's and this all takes memory. This takes faster CPUs, like City Skylines 2. Having a whole
Such a
world
great game.
where you have traffic, housing. Imagine in City Skylines 2. I mean, at the moment you can look at individual people and how happy they are, but imagine being able to play games like City Skyline 2, where then you could zoom in on a house and control them like The Sims. But then it's also controlling all the CPU is controlling all the other households in the city. At the moment, you couldn't do that because your computer would explode. But that's where the improvements seem to be in the hardware, not in the pixels.
I think also the only way for the gaming industry to go now is the way of the Switch 2, with a powerful dock when you want to play.
That is the other thing. Yeah, it just if you can't do more power like CPU and whatnot without making it twice as expensive, then just make it smaller and cheaper.
Yeah.
And if you can do that, all good.
Yeah.
So
time will tell, and I'm sure in 100 episodes we'll be talking about that and the new announcements for the upcoming machines. But
and we'll be talking about the Steam machine prices for months, just like we were talking about the ROG Xbox Ally price for every single episode. Right.
Okay.
Well, an hour and 10 minutes. We've been nattering for, so
like, subscribe, follow.
Focusongaming.co.uk.
And please do like and subscribe and share it with your friends, because that's what keeps this podcast going. And the more we can grow the numbers, more we can bring things to you, like reviews and other things. So it is important you get it out there for us, guys, and like, subscribe and share with your friends. So thank you very much.
And on that note,
good night. Bye.